Hey guys, what's happening? It's time for Naruto Gaiden Chapter 9. Um, this particular chapter, um, I'm not sure what to rate it, but I will just slightly talk about it, of course. So, last week you kind of got the idea like maybe Sakura is going to do something, but then you realize what manga franchise we're reading here, and then you're like, oh, nah, she's probably not going to do anything. Lo and behold, they pretty much glossed over the scrap that they had in which nothing actually happened, which basically just resulted in Sasuke coming in and just wrecking the original's ass wipe, asshole, not ass wipe, but you know what I mean. Just wrecked him. Um, of course, when it comes to the clones, uh, trying to kill the original, I did kind of find that interesting, but I don't really care. So, don't tell me this guy's gonna be talking no jutsu'd. That would be so stupid. Um, into helping them destroy it. Just stop. Just let them just beat the crap out of him. It's pretty much over, but um, I mean, Sarada is doing her thing because one, she has the Sharingan, which makes her able to pinpoint in terms of chakra. It'll make her chakra control a lot better when it comes to pinpointing, like the chakra to her fist in order to do the techniques that Tsunade and Sakura do. So I'm sure she kind of taught that to her, but she probably couldn't do it before the Sharingan awoken or awakened, whatever. Um, that's my guess, but you just don't know at this point. But well, considering that Sakura was surprised that she was able to do that, um, I'm assuming she wasn't surprised at the Sharingan so much as she was surprised at what she did. I don't know. Because I think you actually went back in time a little bit because Naruto was also surprised, but he knew that she had the Sharingan. So I'm assuming it was like the right thing was all the surprise was at the punch, but they went back in time. Like Kishi went back in time a couple seconds just to show what happened that surprised him. That's my guess, but I could be wrong, of course. So I mean, I don't know. When it comes to Sasuke, and he did his thing, I suppose. Um, Naruto fighting in taijutsu against the Shin clones, which is cool. I mean, that's fine because things were better when it was full of taijutsu, but I'm surprised he's not using Rasengans with him with that. I mean, that's like his signature, right? Besides the Shadow clones. Um, and then that little Juby thing, I mean, he got punched in by Sarada, so you little shit from the manga stream translation, which is fine. Um, he says it's dead, which means it's not really gonna play much of a part. But I mean, based on the trailer for Boruto the movie, um, this is gonna set up for that like villain that looks sort of like Kaguya, but not nearly as good looking. Um, but I'm assuming that's what this is gonna lead into after they've beaten all the Shin clones. But I'm not entirely sure. It's hard to say. But we probably only have a few chapters left, which is fine. I don't really give a shit. The series really hasn't been that good. And because Kishi's lost it in my opinion, but it's at least enjoyable to some extent. The drama was kind of enjoyable for the reason that it pissed off a lot of fans, but not because of anything he actually did. But yeah, honestly, this chapter was okay. I would say not terrible, not good. I would say okay. So that's it. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's Naruto Gaiden chapter review. Now, personally, in my opinion, Naruto Gaiden had the best chapter of the week, mainly because of just all the awesome action and whatnot. I mean, it was just, oh my god! Like we had, you know, let's see, we had Sasuke doing his thing, Sarada doing her thing, Sakura doing her thing, Naruto doing his thing. There was just so much good action this chapter. I mean, first we had Sasuke's perfect Susanoo flying them to to Shin's location so they can rescue Sas- Sakura. Sorry, Sakura. It's so confusing. This Uchiha family has too many S's. I mean, you have Sakura, Sasuke, and Sarada. It's like, oh my, alliteration. And it sucks because, it's just, I can't tell you how many times I have messed up on Sa- Sasuke, Sarada. Oh my god, it keeps happening to me. Sakura, there you go, Sakura. Sorry about that, Sakura. Like she's such a forget. Her name is so forgettable, and you say her name so little. Especially since in the past several chapters we've been talking nonstop about Sasuke and Sarada. That Sakura's name has been coming up actually so little in conversation about Naruto for the longest time that it's just so hard to remember her name. And it's Sarada this and Sasuke that and Sarada that and Sasuke this. That it's just so difficult to remember Sakura's name, and it just annoys me. But anyway, back to the review, and that is that this Sakura did her thing, and then Sasuke came in and saved her, and just beat the living hell out of Shin, and pretty much incapacitated him. And then he tried to use the Shin clones to help him out, but they ended up, attacking him and trying to attack the group as a whole, the group with a multitude of Shin clones that he didn't know about, that the original Shin didn't know about. We see Naruto pull out his Shadow Clone Jutsu to try and, to match them, quote unquote, but which isn't really necessary because if he pulled out, all he had to do was go into Sage 6 Path mode and do one of his many Biju Bomb Rasengans, and he would have destroyed tons of the clones. But of course, Naruto has been nerfed heavily, but Sasuke hasn't. And so he used his perfect Susanoo to beat the living shit out of some giant friggin' Shin clone. And then we had Sarada, of all people. Just when you think Shin was going to attempt to use the little Juby Beast thing to try and take out, or take Chocho and Sarada away, she is able to use her Sharingan to get to the Juby and her own power and speed to get to the little Juby looking beast thing and attack it and kill it basically. So it was very good on her part. And then the Shin clones show up behind them, and they're like, oh well, they go to attack Sakura with some flying blades, and this is where the moment of the best moment in the entire chapter happens. Sarada pulls out that Sakura Harno genome in her and just obliterates, keyword obliterates, the ground and several multitudes of clones. It is just insane, and her power level at this point is just off the charts good, and I can't wait to see more from her at this point in time, and it will be awesome, and she will do great things. But unfortunately, due to the fact that we have many multitudes, and I mean multitudes of questions that will not be answered all, because this is supposed to only last for one volume, which means we have maybe one, maybe two chapters left. If we're lucky, maybe three. So there's not really enough time. Most likely next week's chapter is probably going to be the final chapter, and then they're just going to have to do whatever they can to set up for the movie. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what they're going to be able to cover in this next chapter, and what will be left up to the movie, which is going to be very disappointing since the movie is going to, yes, it comes out in August, but that's going to be in Japan. I mean, we still haven't even gotten last Naruto the movie in English dub yet, so you can only imagine how long Boruto is going to be. And I'm not even sure if we have a good, decent English subtitled version of Naruto the Last. I mean, we had one based off the Chinese version or some Korean version or whatever, but point is that, you know, Naruto movies aren't going to be coming to the U.S. in English very quickly, since, I mean, I would have hoped at this point we would have had Naruto the Last already, but I guess not. But as for Boruto, which is essential to the plot, because it'll have the final plot points of the entire series, and it's going to take months, possibly a year or two, before it becomes English dubbed. And like I said before, that means it's going to come out in Japan, and then a couple days later, possibly a week or two later, we're going to start all the information about what happens in the movie, and the crucial plot points are going to come out on the internet, and it's just really ridiculous and unfair that stuff like this happens. It's just, I wish that there was a way that, I mean, it would be, Dragon Ball Z has been the closest to, releasing an English dub version so close, only a few months after the release of the English subtitle version. But that's Dragon Ball Z. I would love for there to be a point in the future where when they produce manga or anime chapters, or movies, I should say, or specials, that they, if they're being released in theaters, and if they do plan on releasing that movie in English dubbed, or in theaters for a limited release, or on DVD and whatnot, who care, whatever, that they do it closer together. Like, the ultimate goal was that not only the anime movies would be put into theaters, but that they would come out just like any other movie, and that they'd come out at the same time on the same day worldwide, just like every other movie. So I hope you all enjoyed this review of my little bit of rant. I hope I didn't take too much time from Strider, and I hope to see you all next week.